Right, hi. See, I'm not sure about this video. I just felt like an urge to make a video. What is a spunk monster? You know, it's like I've done a Google search for spunk monsters, and there's all this weird stuff. And it's like it's really hard to make sense out of it. What is a spunk monster? I don't really know. So this is why I called it a non-video, because I don't really know what a spunk monster is. You know, I've got vague ideas. It just occurred to me there must be something like a spunk monster, you know, somewhere. There must be some details, but I couldn't find anything like really conclusive. So I'm asking you, I'm calling out to you, I'm crying out to you, sort of watchers and subscribers and stuff. Please let me know, what is a spunk monster? You know, because I just don't fucking know what it is. It sounds cool though. It sounds kind of cool. What is a spunk monster though? I just don't know. Okay, yeah, again, it's a bit of clickbait going on. I just found it was interesting to do clickbait videos, you know. I noticed the first time I'd done a clickbait video a couple of days ago, immediately I've got much more views, although admittedly I did get a thumbs down. I don't normally get thumbs down in my videos, so calling it gay marriage, it's like, well, you know, I'm kind of asking for a few. I should probably just check actually. See if I've got any more thumbs down. I've probably got more thumbs down. I just haven't checked yet. No, still only one thumb down. 32 views though. So I mean, it's like I do one clickbait video called Gay Marriage, and it's got 32 views, and oh my goodness. Oh, looking at my analytics, I've got like 4 subscribers lately as well. That's okay then. I don't know what that's from. Yeah. So someone down thumbed my Devils and Angels video. I'm not surprised. You Christians are so pathetic, you know. Yeah, but the gay marriage is like my Devils and Angels video has got like 11 views. My gay marriage video has got 32 views. My other videos have got less than 10 views, you know. It's like, so that, you know, this is why I'm going to do, probably now I'm going to do more. I'm going to do more. Yeah, I'm from the UK. Yeah, I'm going to do more clickbait videos, because like they get more views. You know, if you lie about what your video is about, people watch it, you know. Again, I don't know what a spunk monster is. So cool, doll. Where are you from then? I don't even tell people where I'm from. Oh, California. Well, it always sounds nice. I always have a nice, bright, sunny view of California. You know, I'm thinking nice, decent red wine and stuff, you know, and a nice 270 days of sunshine a year, you know. Nice beaches, all that kind of stuff. I know other people, yeah. I know other people, someone else who lives in California as well, you know, on YouTube. I mean, if I didn't have convictions for like Class A drugs, I'd probably go to California, you know. but I'm not allowed to go to America. Yeah, I mean, England, it's like a rainy country. The great thing about it is that you've got loads of green stuff. You know, I collect stuff from the wild. I'll just show you some stuff I just got. I mean, it's got different names. Ramsons, wild garlic. It kind of smells a bit like garlic. You know, you got these all these stalks. You find them by rivers, right? The thing is, right, this is about spunk monsters as well. The good thing about this stuff is that it's really good for your circulation. So it gives you wood in the morning if you're a man. It makes you feel more horny if you're a woman. Yeah, foraging. What's so great about it? Right, all the stalks, right? It's only for a couple of months, like from say April through May. The stalks you can use like spring onions or chives. The leaves you can use like spinach. I use them basically instead of any kind of onion for a couple of months, and they're specific for your circulation, for renewing the inside of your veins and stuff and your arteries and strengthening them, so that you there's an old rhyme that goes back in English tribal tradition or something. It says, what is it? Let me remember. Eat leeks in Lyde, which is like January. So eat leeks in January and ramsons or wild garlic in May, or April. I live in a roof. Obviously, you can tell. Like I live in the top part of a house. According to Bible, you know, because I follow the Bible a lot of the time, almost religiously. Although I don't call myself a Christian. It's better to live in the corner of a roof than it is to live in a big house with a shouting woman, something like that. Anyway, a raging woman. So anyway, I used to live with a raging woman in a bigger house, and yeah. Are you obviously not familiar with my channel? I don't make videos without beer or some kind of alcohol, generally speaking. So yeah, eat leeks in Lyde and ramsons in May, and all the year long physicians may play. I found that if I eat wild garlic quite a few times during April and May, the whole year tends to go a lot better. I feel happier. I'm healthier. There's loads of benefits to it. You know, it's really good. I've put some in my sauerkraut. I've been making sauerkraut. I've got loads of stuff in my sauerkraut. Three white cabbages at the moment, one red cabbage, a couple of big handfuls of dandelion flowers, a couple of big handfuls of cleavers. Those sticky things that stick to you. They're really good for your lungs and your congestion and stuff. What else have I got in there? Wild garlic and nettles. So nettles have got loads of omega-3 oils, loads of minerals. The wild garlic's good for your circulation. The dandelions are really good for your brain and fighting cancer and stuff. Why what? Okay, thank you. Thanks for watching and your comments. So cool, doll. Bye. People haven't got the attention span for like long videos, have they? You know, I quite often make long videos now. It's like, because it takes a lot of time to get stuff out. I was thinking of going to talk to some Jehovah's Witnesses, and I just know that it's going to be a really long, like, journey. It's going to be like Lord of the Rings. It's like going to talk to Jehovah's Witnesses about being a Christian is like going into a Lord of the Rings movie, you know. And it's like my videos. It's like talking about the truth and stuff is not straightforward. If it was straightforward, everyone would do it, you know. I just had 3 viewers a minute ago. As soon as I start talking about the truth, it's like my viewers just drop off. People want distraction, you know. And I understand, you know, the world is a terrible place. It's a horrible place. Why wouldn't you want to be distracted, you know? Ah, dear. You know, I kind of repeat myself. I think about the Matrix and the spiritual world, the way they portray the spiritual world right at the beginning of the Matrix film. Well, near the beginning anyway. Morpheus puts Neo in this sort of virtual reality world, and they're sitting in this white place in these chairs, and he says, "Oh, I'm going to show you the real world," and he shows him the real world, and it's just like this total wasteland. And according from a spiritual perspective, and considering what I've talked about, you know, about Christianity, it is a wasteland. We live. It's like a wasteland spiritually. We live in this wasteland. So how come I'm so happy about it? Maybe I'm a bit crazy. Maybe that's what it is. No, but anyway, let me just carry on showing you about the other stuff I've got here. I showed you the wild garlic. So it's only a wasteland from a human perspective. I've showed you this sort of stuff before. Oh, I'm dropping them all now. These are my, I've got a bag of like nettle tops. You know, they smell really nice. It almost smells like weed. They're really good. You know, that they're incredibly rich in iron and calcium and all kinds of minerals. You can eat them raw. If you just put them over a bit of a flame for a few seconds, it gets rid of the stings, and you can eat them. Or you can just put them in salads and just like mix them up with olive oil, and when you crunch them up, you don't really notice the stings. Why I pick them is that, I mean, they're obviously organic. They're wild, you know. They've got no chemicals on them. I try to make sure I get them from places with that are not close to roads or pollution and stuff like that. So I try to get the best stuff. They've got loads of. They're incredibly rich in minerals and vitamins and stuff. And they're free. So if like a lot of people, you're unemployed, you haven't got any, you've got lots of time on your hands. That's why you should be doing the work, you know. I mean, it says in the Bible as well, people who get food from the wild are blessed. You know, you're blessed if you get food from the wild. I mean, otherwise, what else are you doing? Where are you getting your food from? The industrial, military industrial complex. Okay, so maybe you buy organic food, but it's incredibly expensive. You know, where do you get your money from to buy it from? You know, where does your money come from? It's so much better to get food from the wild if you can and when you can. So this is a great time for me to make sauerkraut. I'll show you my sauerkraut. Okay, you probably really want to see it. I'll indulge you because I know you're dying to see my sauerkraut mixture, and it's really interesting. I'll just show it to you. Okay, how do I show you this? Okay, it takes a little bit of hassle. It's a little bit of hassle to get it out of here. So I've got a plate and a big bottle of demijohn with water in it to press it down. So I'm going to put on top of that. Right, so there it is. That's a mixture of, like you can see on top of there, a mixture of nettles, wild garlic, cabbage, red cabbage and white cabbage. A bit of salty water in there to help it sort of, you know, so there's plenty of liquid in there. See, like, I don't know if you can see that. They are starting to fall apart now. Dandelion flowers. It's a really cool mixture, you know. It's got quite a nice smell. I'm giving it a nice mixture. I needed to mix it up anyway, so, you know, it's got a rainbow kind of like feeling about it. You know, there's all these different colours in there. I need to put some carrots in there. I've got some organic carrots to put in there. It works out so much cheaper than buying it. You know, I buy my sauerkraut from the health food shop, and it's like £2.50 for 500 grams. I've got like probably about 4 kilos of stuff in here already. So that would cost about £20, and it's only cost me about £3. So I've saved myself a lot of money, like £17 already, just by making it. And it's probably a lot better than the stuff that I buy that's organic. It looks really good, you know. It smells really good. I'm so pleased with it. But it did take a bit of effort to get myself like motivated to go out and pick it. All the stuff and chop all the vegetables. It is a bit of work, but I always find it's worth it. You know, I always eat it all. It doesn't go off. I can leave it for months and months. I mean, oh dear. Look at that. It's nice, isn't it? Like dark. Loads of anthocyanins in there. Put the plate back on. The bottle of water in there, the demijohn of water. Just keep it pressed down. Now, ideally, I want to keep adding to that over the next like few weeks. I haven't tried it yet. I mean, obviously, it's still brewing. I'm still adding to it, so but that could easily last me for quite a few months. Hi, Blazing Big Joints. Hey, Chelsea. I bet it is. Hey, Chelsea. I've done the clickbait thing again because that's how to get viewers, isn't it? You know, if I just do my normal videos and call them what my like instincts tell me to call it, I have to use my brain. You see, I've been using my brain the last few days. I've been thinking, what do I call my videos to get viewers in? So Spunk Monster. So then I can talk about the other thing about sauerkraut. It's really good for your sex drive. You know, it will turn you into a fucking full-blooded, bona fide spunk monster. I guarantee it. Make your own sauerkraut. You know, put some wild herbs in there. You know, do a little bit of research about the wild herbs. Oh, you didn't see in there, but I've also got what's it called? Cleavers. These things called cleavers that are like they're sticky things. They're these long sort of herbs that grow up, you know, about 2 or 3 feet tall, and they're all sticky and they stick to you. And when they come to seed, they get these little balls, these sticky balls. No, we're not looking at my crotch. Bad camera. Stop willing my camera to look at my crotch, HRC. I know it's you. You're trying to look at my crotch again. You're not. I'm not letting you get away with it, okay? I knew it would. I make my. I'll tell you what, right? You inspired me to make these clickbait videos, HRC. I've just found that when I make clickbait videos, I get more viewers. So naturally, that's what I'm going to do. It's like, I mean, Alistair Crowley, he talks about this, you know, I forgot what the words he used, but he was saying you've got to disguise yourself and act like everyone else, you know. So when it comes to like making videos, I have to do clickbaits, you know. It's I feel like I'm being a good Christian by doing clickbait videos, because otherwise, you know, nobody's going to watch. And the only way to be a good Christian is to get loads of attention. You know, you have to grab attention. I mean, look at how much attention Christ has got, you know, over the last, you know, several hundred years, or he's got loads and loads of attention. So you know, what did he do? It was all a clickbait propaganda move, you know. So that's what I've got to do. What was the video again? Spunk monster. Oh yeah. How can you be a better spunk monster? What is a spunk monster? You know, how do I become a spunk monster? I mean, what do I have to do to become a spunk monster? HRC, I'll bet you're an expert, you know. You could tell me. I bet you could enlighten me about what a real spunk monster is, you know, like how to be a real spunk monster, how to be the best spunk monster, you know. It's one of those words, actually, it's interesting. In Australian, it's a kind of English, but it's got different accent and a few different words. It's a bit like American. It's kind of English, but it's got different words and stuff. But in Australia, I understand that spunk means kind of like spirit, you know, strength, virility. Whereas in England, it's got a much more negative connotation. It means sperm. It means ejaculation. You know, it's a dirty word, you know. But I would rather this video had the connotation of the Australian version of spunk, you know, to mean virility, you know. Therefore, the stuff about sauerkraut, because sauerkraut is known to have a really strong effect on your sex drive. If you eat sauerkraut and you've got a poor sex drive, the chances are your sex drive will go up a lot. You will have more wood in the morning, you know. Spunk is spirit. Yeah. I mean, in one way of looking at it, it's like sperm is spirit. You know, if you've got wood, you've got spirit. You know, you've got, like, even if it's a bad spirit, it's still spirit, you know, so it's still good in a way, you know. Ah, dear. So anyway, you know, it's like I have to balance this stuff up. And people mention that I'm drinking beer. Somebody went away. Who is it? So-called social doll, so-called doll. I don't know. People have got weird names. Anyway, this person asked me if I'm drinking beer. I'm like, yeah, I'm drinking beer. And it's not very good for my sex drive, I know. But the thing is, I do loads of other stuff that is good for my sex drive. But I like beer, you know. So it's all about balance, you know. I'm making all these videos. I talk about how to save the world, but also I'm kind of sympathetic to the people that want to destroy the world as well, you know. Because there's so many stupid people that probably the world would be better off without all these stupid people and too many humans and that. I mean, I've done this video about practical advice. I don't know if many of you watched it. I've done the video about practical advice. I was interested in like getting what would be interesting from my point of view is make a video about practical advice and being a spunk monster, because you know you have to live in the spirit and that. And use the video as a platform to give out practical advice about how to deal with all the shit in the world. I mean, do we actually want to destroy the world? Is it a good idea? Or do we want to save the world? Is that a good idea? Does it make any difference? You know, I expect some of you probably think it doesn't make any difference. It's like, it's about living in the now. You know, maybe we haven't got much free will. Maybe too many people haven't got enough free will. So it doesn't really matter what you do. Things are going to turn out the same anyway. Maybe. Maybe the world corresponds to what you believe. Maybe we keep splitting off into alternate realities according to what we believe or what we choose to believe, and what our brains decide what we want to believe. And so therefore it doesn't really matter about making videos about this stuff, except for your own personal reality. You can't save people, because people can only save themselves. Maybe, you know, I like the idea of maybe, you know. Robert Anton Wilson talked about this. I'm not really that impressed with him in some ways, because I think he died early. He didn't really concentrate on living a long time. I think it's important to live a long time. So I need to be healthy. I need to be happy. I need to, so that I can expand my consciousness and expand my knowledge, so that I can make more informed decisions, you know. On the other hand, right? On the other hand, you know, Christ says, suffer the little children. You know, you can't get into the kingdom of heaven unless you become like a little child. So that would imply that you don't need all this knowledge, you know, which is, again, one of the things I've been pushing lately with these videos about Christianity, and how they're not really acting like Christians. Whereas a child can understand it, you know, it's straightforward. If Christ is overturning the tables of the money lenders, we need to fight against the banking system. If Christ healed on the Sabbath day, we need to fight against the laws against cannabis being illegal when it cures cancer. If Christ talked about the Good Samaritan, then we need to rescue the children that are being traumatized from the school system. You know, if the Bible includes a reference to the Book of Enoch, we have to take the Book of Enoch seriously as a valid scripture, and realize that the written word is a great evil. See, I should be able to make my videos like really valid in about 20 seconds. That's all it takes, is 20 seconds for me to tell you all the good stuff that you need to know. I probably like making videos too much. I really got to stop making so many videos and keep them shorter. I know there's a few of you that like my videos to be quite long. What? You don't agree about the written word being evil? That's really interesting. Why don't you agree? Chelsea, what's so good about it? You know, as far as I can see, it's exclusively people who have the written word that are destroying the world, that are creating a man-made mass extinction event. So if I was to come to your house and start smashing your house down while you was out, right, and then you come back and see me smashing your house, are you going to help me destroy your house? You know, and join in and think, oh, this is a great idea. Let's destroy everyone's house, you know, so they've got nowhere to live. I mean, it seems pretty obvious to me. I know a lot of people, you people have been so deceived. See, that's the old, the problem I can't agree with that is because you're joking with me, aren't you, HRC? You can't really be serious. You're just trying to press my buttons, aren't you? You think I don't know what you're up to. You're having a little joke on me. You wouldn't have asked me to marry you the other day. I mean, why would you ask me to marry you, right, if you didn't agree with me thinking the written word is a terrible idea? Ah, dear. See, there's all this double speak. I don't understand it. Anyway, I don't know what you mean by illiterate. It's like, I know they're stupid. Okay, so I've been reading this stuff, right? Because I mean, the thing is, right, I have to remind people, because it's not a straightforward thing. It's not like I want to ban all books straight away. I read books, right, all the time. I do loads of reading. So it seems on the surface, it seems contradictory that I'm against the written word, right? One of the things I've been reading is this book, Native American Indians, right? George Catlin. Now, what he says is that when his experience in like 1832 to 1840 or something, he spent about 8 or 10 years going over. I know that. See, the thing is, HRC, that's why we shouldn't have the written word, because it's much easier to talk to people in person, face to face. If you've got the written word, people just get all confused. They go like they become batshit crazy. And so, is it better to have simple-minded people who are in tune with nature all around the world, who aren't creating a man-made mass extinction event, or to have 90% of people that are batshit crazy and are creating a man-made mass extinction event and are breeding like fucking rabbits, you know, because of the written word? You know, it's to me, it's fucking terribly straightforward. Ah, dear. Okay. What it is, right? You're addicted to the written word. You're dependent on it. You know, just like I'm dependent on alcohol, you're dependent on the written word. So you naturally defend it, you know. You try to make excuses for it, you know. But actually, it's the enemy. It's like a vampire. It's a virus. It's a virus that affects your brain and makes you think back to front. Ah, dear. You know, it's like one of these things. It's like I'll probably be long dead before people realise en masse that the written word is actually a big, serious problem. It's not what it appears to be. I mean, I think what it appears to be to most people, all these like 90% of people, they think the written word is going to make them more intelligent. And like, for example, the Bible. You know, they get the Bible, they read it, and they think that they're more intelligent, and then they're so convinced that they know everything, and that that they can see like the gods see. You know, it's like it's the fucking tree of knowledge of good and evil. Makes you think like you can see like the gods see. You know, but actually it's a big deception. That's why God said, if you even touch the tree of knowledge, you will die. That the moment you touch it, the day you touch it, you know, you will die. I think what it means is you will die spiritually, you will die intellectually, you know. Unless you're like me, like a vampire who's born again. He's born again into the spirit. And can read between the lines, you know. I just happen to have a very high IQ. Well, not very high, but my IQ is 139, right? It's one below genius. So what it is, I'm not crazy, but I am gifted, and I'm almost like a genius. And if I drink some really good coffee and do some meditation, I can lift my IQ up 4, 5 points, 6 points up into genius level, and I go a bit crazy, but I can see what's going on a lot more clearly, you know, and it's scary, you know. People are fucking crazy, you know. This is why I talk about the Matrix films, because that's how I see reality, you know. I'm like Neo Mark II, you know, 2.0. I have to make videos about this stuff and talk about it, because not many other people are. There are not many Neos out there. I mean, the one, you know, I'm the one. I've got even like I've got one thumb up, I've got one viewer. Yeah, I'm an intermittent genius, that's right, yeah. So I'm a bit crazy sometimes, but most of the time I'm not crazy. I'm just gifted. So I can tell people what's going on. I'm in not an exactly unique position, but I mean relatively unique compared to most people and their IQs. I'm in a position where I can analyze most of the evidence and draw sane conclusions from it without going into madness. Even though I do go into madness a little bit sometimes, just to get a taste of it, so I know what's going on. I'm like a shaman. I've got a foot in two worlds. You know, I've got one foot in the matrix and one foot out the matrix. You know, so I'm kind of in that way. I'm like a Virgo. I'm like a Virgo, but more extreme. You know, more dynamic, I would say. Ah dear, where was I going with this video? What was it called again? Oh, Spunk-monster, right, okay. Yeah, so you know, I just what I call it Spunk-monster. I mean, how else do you get viewers, you know, if you don't use clickbait? I mean, I know. I'm not. See what it is, right? I've got a high IQ. I don't feel my intelligence is not very good in certain other areas. Emotional intelligence, you know. There must be another type of intelligence, like media intelligence. There's an intelligence that makes you good at media, you know, and to get loads of subscribers. And I haven't got that intelligence. I probably need to learn, you know, how to get loads of subscribers, even though I'm not really sure I even want loads of subscribers. Oh, did you do the search on YouTube? Because if you do the search on YouTube, which I didn't do an open Google search, because obviously obviously, HRC, if you do it open Google search, you're bound to get loads of porn. You need to do like a YouTube search or like an eBay search, something that doesn't have porn, right? That's where you have to do the search for Spunk-monster. So like eBay, Jehovah's Witness channel, YouTube, that kind of place. That's where you got to do the search. You won't find anything though, because it's really about, I don't know. It's like people are all crazy. You know, with the written word, people are just like, they can't think clearly. I've got things to do. I need to stop this video. Oh look, it nearly stopped by itself. Well, that's an interesting thing. But the thing is, I don't watch porn. I don't like to watch it because it sticks in my head. It's hard to like forget it. I don't want to be sitting around with these like visual, like these porn images in my head all the time. I did used to watch some porn, you know, 3 or 4 years ago, 5 years ago. I watched a bit of porn for a while, and I just got fed up with it. I thought, nah, I don't like it really. I mean, one reason I don't like it is because I'm not having the fun. Why should I sit around watching other people have fun when I'm not having fun? And also, sometimes it doesn't even look like much fun, you know. Geniuses watch porn. Well, I'm not a genius. That's what I mean. It's like I'm not quite a genius. I'm nearly a genius. You know, with genius comes a little madness. So yeah, of course they're going to watch porn. You're probably a genius, HRC. What's your IQ? You know, you keep a little bit like, you must know what your IQ is. I bet I'm guessing it's about 128, somewhere between 128 and 146. But it could be a bit more, but I doubt it. But you know, I'm not a genius, so I probably wouldn't know. I'm guessing it's like 126 or something like that. Or 100, you know, 147, something, you know, somewhere between there. So it's like probably more like 170, 180. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I expect it's probably even getting on for 200. It wouldn't surprise me if your IQ is getting on for 200. Because you do seem a bit crazy sometimes, you know. Or even quite a lot of the time, but in a good way, you know, in a sort of relatively harmless way, and you know, a nice sociable way of having a bit of genius kind of madness going on, you know, sort of non-threatening, something that stupid people can appreciate and enjoy, you know. Yeah, okay, I've got to, you know, it's annoying thing is like, I start getting into nice conversations with people, but I just feel like I've got to close the video down. I'm still recovering from that 12-hour video. You know what I'm going to do? Because I found out, HRC, that it's actually, yeah, tell me about it. It's a curse having a high IQ, I know. You got to try and make the most of it. That's another thing. Like maybe on this video, right, in the comments section, we can say like, how do we turn the curse of a high IQ into a blessing? You know, what a practical advice that we can turn, having people out with a high IQ, how do we turn it into a blessing? You know, how can we help each other? Yeah, 10 hours is the max. Yeah, I've found that out now. So I can still do a video for 9 hours and 59 minutes. I might do that in the somewhat in the near future, you know, just for an experiment, just to see how it goes. I'll have to prepare myself, you know. I'll have to wait until my sauerkraut's all fixed up so I can eat some sauerkraut, build up my energies and that. Maybe have an alcohol-free day, you know, give my liver a bit of a break, that sort of thing. I'm sure there are ways around these things. I mean, if I'd done a 12-hour video, I'm sure it must be possible to do a 10-hour video, you know. Kind of seems to make sense to me. Okay, and what is going on here? Am I nearly out of tobacco? I'll make another cigarette, and I'll carry it on for a little while. Yeah, I definitely need a cigarette to sort of boost my intellectual powers. See, maybe tobacco increases your IQ by a few points. I wouldn't be surprised. They're not going to tell you that, are they? The media ain't going to say, yeah, if you smoke tobacco, it increases your IQ by nine points for at least half an hour or 20 minutes, you know. I mean, have they done that? You know, have they done experiments to find out if tobacco increases your IQ? Dear. Oh, I've got to clear up some stuff. Just bear with me a minute. Go and watch some other videos and come back in a few minutes. Yeah. Yeah. No. Oh.
I'm just an angel in the skies. La-da-da-dee-da-dee-dee. I'm just an angel in the skies. I'm just an angel in the skies.
Yeah, this Bugs Bunny, he's stepping out the shower in front of Elmer Fudd. I just thought I'd play that. I mean, you have to look at it. I'm just an angel in disguise. I'm just an angel in disguise. I just think that's so funny, though. There's another one with Daffy Duck, and he's singing it as well. I'm just an angel in disguise. It's like kind of really funny. You got like Bugs Bunny is the good guy, and he's singing it. I'm just an angel in disguise. And then you've got like Daffy Duck, who's also singing it. I'm just an angel in disguise. It's like God and the devil, or Christ and the devil. You know, they're both angels in disguise. Okay. Oh, just so while I'm in, I can't think what else to talk about. I have to talk about what's in my mind. When I first come on YouTube about 6 or 7 years ago, now relatively speaking, it's one of the first videos I watched, and it wasn't the first video I watched, or it was after about 3 or 4 months or something of being on YouTube that I discovered this video, and it was by this guy who was supposedly a sheriff in somewhere like California, or Florida or somewhere, and it was quite a short video. It was about 8 or 10 minutes, I think, 7 or 8 minutes, 10 minutes. And he had a bottle of whiskey, and he was pouring himself some big glasses of whiskey. Most of the bottle had gone down, He was obviously quite charged. And he was talking about the fact, what he believed was the fact that he'd discovered that both God and the devil are both vampires, right? And it was only up for a few months, maybe a year. I've looked for it again, God and the devil, God is a vampire, the devil is a vampire, you can't find it anymore. It's gone. It's a shame, with YouTube, so many videos, you get some really great videos and they just disappear. I've made them myself, really cool videos. I wish I'd kept them. In hindsight, I wish I hadn't deleted them. But that's kind of why I'm making so many videos. It's like, time's running out for me in some ways. You don't know how long YouTube's going to be on here. I mean, they've stopped G+. How long will it be before they stop YouTube, They're already trying to whittle it down and sort of like, make it work properly. I'm just kind of thankful that I can still make videos, even though they have to be live. I haven't figured out how to make like normal videos that aren't live. I can only really make live videos that are out of sync. It's terrible, I'm the only person I know who makes out of sync videos. Oh dear. So I'm just an angel in disguise, like Lucy in the sky with diamonds. Okay, yeah. So I'm ready for a 10-hour video today. I'm going to work on it, I think. Oh look, my my mouse has gone all funny. My mouse just went and like had a shiver. It was like my mouse just went like when a dog shakes all the water off its fur. It's been in the sea or in a lake. My mouse just done that. It shaked all the water off its fur, kind of thing. That's a sign to stop the video. Okay, thanks for watching. Nice to see you, HRC, and everyone else, Blazing Big Giants, and anyone else who's watching or watches in the future. Thumb up my video. Why haven't more people thumbed up my video? Okay, have a great day. Have a great week, actually. Yeah, I'm always good. What are you talking about? What sort of comment is that? Oh, I don't really know. Oh, okay, yeah. Thanks for throwing up the video anyway. Have a great week. I'll see you soon. I really don't know what I'm going to come up with. My videos sometimes seem a bit garbled to me. Sometimes they're quite funny. I hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching. There you go. Prosper and that Vulcan thing, you know, what is it? Live long and prosper. There you go. Live long and prosper.